Welcome back to my channel. I thought this week we would take a break from making a wreath to making something else that's a popular item that I sell, as well as an item that I have gifted many times over the years to my granddaughter's teachers at Christmas time or the end of the school year, whatever the need is. And we call them Snowfriends. And they're little snowmen that are made from tube socks. And they're easy, and they're fun, and they're quick to make. So I guess now we'll take a look at the basic materials that we'll be using to make a Memorial Day snow friend. And really, it could be Memorial Day, 4th of July, Labor Day, any patriotic time of the year. Today's snow friend would be suitable for. Okay, we'll be back with the materials. All right, let's get started with some of the basic materials that we'll need for this snow friend. Like I said, here's a tube sock, an adult-sized tube sock. I do make, with a child's tube sock, I make a smaller snow friend. They look cute next to each other, the big one, little one, if you're trying to do a family kind of scene. But this is an adult tube sock, and this is a no-show ankle length sock that has the American flag all over it, which is suitable for all the patriotic holidays. And from that, I make the sweater that the snow friend is wearing. And sometimes I use the toe end to make the cap that they're wearing. So we try to use most of the parts of the sock and not have too much to discard, to waste. So, and for this this snow friend, I'm not going to do a full-blown scarf. I'm a winter woolly kind of scarf. I'm going to use this. It's almost like a pipe cleaner, except it's like a roll of it, and it's really fuzzy. And I'm going to use that as a scarf around the neck, and then because it's wired, I'll be able to bend it and make it look like the wind's blowing the scarf around the snow friend's neck. So this is fun to work with. I got this in a clearance bin at Joann's. So it was calling my name, and I've had great fun using it. So we've got that, and when we tie off the snow friend's body, I use twine. You'll see other people's DIYs where they'll tell you can use, an elastic hair tie or a rubber band or something like that. I stay away from elastic because it has a life where it loses its stretch and everything, and then we don't want the snow friend's head to come open and everything to spill out of it. So I use twine. You could probably very well use a zip tie as well. That would work real well because that'll stay in place. But up to now, I've used the twine, so I'll stay with that for this project. I also added in these little snow friends that I make, I lined the tube sock with a plastic bag because what I fill them with is rice. This is about a 12-ounce glass, almost all the way full with rice. And, you can put inside whatever suits you, whatever you have on hand. But I find that rice works best as far as being able to shape it and It's inexpensive. I buy a 20-pound bag at the grocery store, and it's really, and it goes a long way when it comes to making snow friends. And so this plastic bag keeps the rice from leaving powdery rice debris wherever you have it standing, because it'll kind of work its way through the sock, and then you have this little powdery residue, ricey residue on your table or your entertainment center or where you happen to place it. So I've taken to lining them with, this is a bread bag because I make bread sometimes, and these worked really well for the size of the tube sock. But you can use any other inexpensive plastic storage bags that you want from the dollar store, something that's inexpensive and will fit inside the tube sock and contain the rice. So that's our basic materials. I do have a little flag here, a little cocktail flag, which our snow friend will be holding. We'll add that to him. He'll be holding it for the holidays. So, but that's optional stuff at the end, you know. That's the fun thing with the snow friends. It's like playing dress up with dolls. You can get really creative and say, you know, I want this on the hat, or I want that on the shirt, or however, you know, he's holding the flag, or if it's a different occasion, you know, you can get all kinds of cute little things to accessorize the snow friend with. And so that's the basic materials here. So I think we'll get started then. All right, now let's start building our snowman, our snow friend. The first thing we do, we take our tube sock, our adult-sized tube sock, and we will cut it about a ½ inch above the heel of the sock. Now, this particular one that I have is a real tube because it has no designation for a heel. Different brands are set up differently, but so I'm going to take the ankle sock that we're going to use for the sweater and the hat, and use that as my guide for where the heel would be on this sock. It doesn't have to be precise. It's just a guideline. How big you make it. You know, you may want your guy a little bigger, and you'll cut him up even higher. So let's put this here. I'll go about a ½ inch. Let me see. I'm going to go about an inch beyond the heel. Let me see. Okay. Go about an inch from where the heel is and cut straight across. Okay. Now, the part that we're not using is the part with the toe. So I'll put that to the side. I'm still trying to come up with an idea for all the other halves of the socks. So I saved them because I know there's got to be something that I can do with them that would be really cute. So we take this tube sock that we've cut off, and we turn it inside out. And then here you can use your zip tie or your hair tie or whatever you want to use. I'm using the twine, and I cut off a length of it, and you gather and tie the cut end of the sock. So And then make sure you pull it good and tight so that you can make a knot that'll stay nice and secure. All right, there. Cut it off. And now we'll turn it back out to the right side. And that part that we tied, that'll be the base of the Snowfriend. That'll be his bottom. And now we'll start to fill him with rice. First, we have to put the plastic bag in. So I just slip it inside, open it up, put my hand inside so that I can get the bottom of the bag to meet the bottom of the sock, and then I grab it and pull my hand out. So you should have a bit of it over the top. And then I use a funnel at this point, put it inside the sock, and start to pour the rice in. And this takes a little bit of time because you have to work it in there. You know, it's a lot of shaking and squeezing, especially as it fills up more. And this generally takes about enough rice to fill a 12-ounce glass. But whatever you want to use as your measure. This is just what I happen to end up using. It worked for me, so that's what I use. And I press it down to make room, and then move back up and keep shaking to make room for this rice. Press it down so that we can make more room. Do it again. You have to do what works best for you to get this rice in here. My way of doing it may not be the best way for you. All right, let me see. That's all that was in the glass. So let me see just how full this makes our guy. What we'll be doing is we'll be tying him off in the middle so that he has a head and a bottom. This is not a 3-section snowman. He's a 2-section guy. So I think that will be enough rice. You could go a little bit more if you wanted to, and that's up to you. But you want to be able to cinch him in the middle, tie him in the middle, and we tie the top off as well. And then you want to be able to move him around so that he sits right, and he needs a certain amount of squish to him. So I think we're going to go with that. But that's enough. So at this point, what I do is I have to tie the bag off inside. So I twist it really tight and I tie it off. And cut off the excess. and tuck it down inside. Now we're going to squish them again so we can, all right. So I'm gonna, there's like a hem around the top of the sock, and that makes a good marker for me as to where I want to tie off the top of the Snowfriend's head. So I take another length of my twine and I put it around and tie it off good and tight. All right, clip it off. Now, to make it double sure that there's no leakage or spillage or anything, is we put some hot glue inside where we tied it off. So let me take my glue gun, just my glue doesn't want to come out because it's a new stick in the back. So it's not coming out. Okay, so we get a nice big blob of glue in there, and that'll doubly seal it off. And he's good to go. We won't be having any of that nasty, dusty rice residue all over the place. Okay, so now I'm going to decide how big his head is, how big a bottom I want him to look. I really like him to be a little heavy in the bottom. So I'm going to tie him off in the middle, right about there. That's why you need to have some give to it. If you pack it too tight with rice, then you're not able to sculpt it at all. And then you don't have a snowman, you have a big blob. So I'm lining the knot of the neck twine with the knot of the one from the top. So then I have a clearly marked back to this, which we will need when we go to dress them. We want to be able to know the front from the back of our Snowfriend. All right. Again, tie them off nice and tight. Cut off the excess. All right, so here we have our Snowfriend so far. So now he needs some clothes. So we're going to take the ankle sock that has the American flags all over it, and we're going to cut this down. And what I have found comes in handy is the nice stretchy top of it makes a great like turtleneck around the top of his sweater. So it comes up, it'll cover if any of the string is showing that you tied him off with, that'll cover that nicely. And it gives you less frayed edges. So we're going to cut this sock off about 3 inches from the toe. So if we measure 3 inches, that'll be about here. And that portion is for the hat. If you choose to use this piece for the hat. I don't always use this piece for the hat. And I haven't decided if I'm going to use it right now. But the other piece is what I use for the sweater. So, and if you have a heel in the back like this one does, you don't have to worry about it, because most of the time it conveniently ends up on his bum. and it's not bulgy or anything. So I stretch this around. He's putting on his sweater. And I'm keeping an eye on where the back of this is. Okay. Like I said, this is like playing dolls, dressing your dolls up. Okay. So let's get that sweater on there. This turtleneck. Okay. I think he has a skinnier neck than most of my guys have. All right, so we've got that part on. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to fold a hem up along the raw edge of that sock where we cut it. We're going to fold that under. You can make the sweater as long or as short as you like. These are all the parts that are up to you. I think we have to, for me, I need to make it a little shorter. So I'm going to turn it up a little further than what I had it. All right. Round and around. Okay. And I have to shape him so that he's looking good and his sweater looks even. Now this part, if you don't want to glue it, that again is up to you. Maybe you want to change his sweater out and, you know, but mine are one occasion and I have a number of them standing around. So what I do is I glue the edge of his sweater down. Put just a little bit of glue there. Work my way around. Okay, I think I'm back to the beginning. Very good. Okay, let's see. How's he looking? Okay. There he is. Now we need to move on to his head, his hat. So let's see how this is going to work. All right. There's a toe line on the end of the sock, and I don't want that to show in the front, so I'm positioning it in the back. So the part that shows in the front doesn't have the toe line. And if there's a lot of stretch in your sock, when you do that, you can see that the edge will naturally curl up. And that takes away any worries about a fraying edge. Or you can do the same thing with it that we did on the bottom, and you can turn it under and glue it when you've got it the way you want it. Okay, I think I have to turn him around and look at him. Okay. Oh, there goes his hat. Well, I think I'm going to glue it in place, and then I'll see how I'm going to shape this hat, because I am going to use the sock here for it to be his hat. All right, so let's glue this down. Again, same thing, just a little bit of glue, because you don't want it oozing out onto the place that would be his face. And my glue gun doesn't want to go. There we go. Let me say again, if you're not familiar with me, you'll probably note that my hands are appear to be shaking quite a bit. And all I can say in my defense is that they've always been that way. I've always had shaky hands. It's just the way they are. That's why I was a teacher and not a brain surgeon, because my hands shake too much. All right, I think we have his hat tacked down nicely, and I went with the rolled edge, as you can see, and the little flags made little fuzzy places around the edge, which is kind of cute because it's in the red, white, and blue color scheme. So here he is with his hat on, with his sweater on. I have to scooch him down a little so he's sitting the way I want him to. Now we decide what we want to do with this hat. And I have done a couple of things. Sometimes I make the piece a little longer, and then I can, especially if it's a winter themed snow friend, then I can kind of pull it over to the side and droop it over like a winter hat, and I put a pom-pom on the end. And this is a shorter one, and I'm not going to put a pom-pom on a Memorial Day snow friend. So I think what I'm going to do here is something I've done a lot, is I will gather it together and I'll tie a ribbon around. So I have to find a nice coordinating ribbon. And let's see what I have here that I can coordinate. Well, I think it's going to be white, because I don't have red or blue, or the blues that I have are not more of a royal blue nature. They're every other kind of blue, which isn't suitable for this. So I'm going to use white. And this is the really thin ribbon, 1/8 inch ribbon. So I'll just take a length of it and see how it's going to go. What exactly I'll do with it once it's on. Okay, ribbon away. And again, this is where you get to play. You don't want to use a ribbon. You have some other idea, you can do that. That's the fun part of the snow friend. It's the dressing them up. All right, we're gonna have to lay you down, Guy, here, so I can. tie your bow. This isn't cooperating. Okay. There. All right, now, got the ribbon on, and I can, it's not a curling ribbon, so I can't curl it, but I'm not going to make a bow out of it either. So I think, yeah, not sure what to do with this. Maybe, let's see if we can make a little bow and how that'll look. That may be just fine. I've done the little bow many times as well, so I just didn't think I was going to do it on this one, but I think that's going to be the way we go. And if you want, you can put a dot of glue on that to hold the bow, but so it doesn't come untied. But I will leave it as it is. All right, I'm going to cut the long ends off. Okay. Now, here he is. He's shaping up. Very cute. Right now for his scarf. This is where we get that fuzzy pipe cleaner that has the wire inside. And I think I'm going to look and see about how much of a length do we want. That looks pretty good. Let's measure how much that is. That's about 14 inches. And I'll cut that off. And we'll put it around his neck. All right, let's see. I'm going to turn him towards me, if you don't mind, for a second, so I can get a look. I want to pull his little turtleneck up so that I can get the scarf down around it and have it poking up above it, poking out up there. Okay. Give it another tug. All right, I think that's got it. Now this is really fun and easy because you just have to twist it. It's a pipe cleaner. When I do knitted or crocheted scarves, I make crocheted scarves and hats for them in the winter time, and you have to tie it. And it comes out okay. It's a little bulkier than this, but I didn't think we wanted something knitted for Memorial Day. So there. Now we'll take our pipe cleaner, and I want it to look like the wind's blowing it off to the side. So I give it some little bends up and down, that kind of thing. So you get the sensation or the visual image that the wind's blowing the scarf. And I'm going to trim the end off because this is longer than I want it to be. And I think that's about enough to get that wind-blown effect. Okay. Now there he is. And what's missing? He needs a face. He needs a face. So here is where I use fabric paint in these little bottles with the nice pointy tips. And all of my Snow Friends have 2 black coal eyes and an orange carrot nose. I don't do a mouth. You can do a mouth if you like. I've seen them with a mouth, but if you're familiar with some of the, I don't want to say the name brand, but some shelf sitter figures that are out there, and they just use the 2 black eyes, and that's all you need, unless you're trying to give a specific expression to your Snow Friend, and that's not what I do. So let's make sure that this is shaken up and it's free flowing. Okay, now I'm going to give him 2 eyes. And you can decide how close you want his eyes, how big you want his eyes. And every one of these guys is unique because the way that the features come together each time gives them his own expression. So you have no 2 Snow Friends looking the same. So there, they come to life once you give them eyes. Until that time, there's no life there. All right, now we have the orange for the carrot nose. Is this going to be clogged up? It's possible. Okay, I have to get this unclogged. And I don't have, and a paper clip works best to unclog these tips, but my paper clip is not here. I don't know if this is going to work. I can get it inside. Nope, it's too wide. All right, well, let's see if I can unearth the paper clip here. Oh, here's a pin. Perfect. I've got a straight pin in my little catch-all container. Perfect. All right, there it is. Now let's see if we're free flowing. Perfect. All right, we're good to go for the nose. Let me put your nose on. All right, there's his face. His 2 eyes and his carrot nose. And his scarf that's blowing in the winds of May. Okay. Oh, I don't want to, see, I have to be careful now. I'm going to put my finger in his wet eye. He needs some time to dry. Okay, the last, well, it's not the last. We have his flag. And the last thing I do on my Snow Friend's face is I get makeup blush. And I give him rosy cheeks. All right, there he is. There's his cute little face. And his rosy cheeks. It's just enough, not too much. All right, so you don't need a lot of paint. Those little bottles, which are inexpensive at Joann's or Michael's, will last you a long time. They're my original bottles. That's why they get clogged up a little bit, because I've never had to buy more yet. They go a long way because we only use a small amount on each snow friend. There he is. Now we want to give him his flag to hold. The wind is blowing his scarf to the right, so I think I'll put his flag on the left, on his left. How do we want to have him hold him? My snow friends don't have arms, so this is where you use your imagination. Okay, I think we're gonna put it right about there. You can put it wherever you want to put it, whatever suits you. Oh, this glue gun is giving me fits today. There, I think I finally got it. Okay, right about here. And we'll hold it in place just a few seconds. Okay. All right. Now let's scooch him forward a little bit. Play around with how you want him to sit. If you want him to have anything else. My original Snow Friends didn't have sweaters. They were all snowman. And I used to put buttons down the middle. And some of them I put rusted stars down the middle. And then I decided he could have a sweater. And I thought they looked much better with a sweater. And then that allowed me to bring them beyond just a winter figure and to dress them up for different seasons and different holidays and occasions. I've made them to gift to people when they had a new baby. And if the baby was born in the summer, then I gave him a Hawaiian shirt and a straw hat and a little parasol, little umbrella to hold. And I've made Valentine's Day ones where they had hearts, a sweater that had hearts, and Easter, whatever kind of socks you can get, you can make them with that theme. And it doesn't just have to be something for the winter that you take out and you put away. It can go, if you make it so that you can change his sweater or his hat, then you can dress them up like a doll. But if you do them individually, then you can have a snowman out in July, and you can have a snowman in October. I have Halloween snow friends. They're very cute, very cute. They have spiders and brooms and witches' hats and everything. They are adorable. And they're probably my best seller among my snow friends. So that's it. It was quick, it was easy, and it was fun, just like I said. And it allows you to change it up however you want. I made it like this. I made the hat like that. I put the flag here. You can do whatever you like because it's just that flexible. So I hope you enjoyed this video. And next time I think we'll be back with another wreath. Thanks for staying to the end of the video. And please subscribe, like, follow on social media, subscribe on YouTube, on my channel, visit my Etsy shop, and contact me if there's anything you'd like to see or do or have me make or whatever. Thanks again.